Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I'm Jeremy Robinson.
I'm Mike Mick.
And I don't have to check on the fish this time. I have the oven on warm, so.
Nice.
It's done. I do still have a couple notes.
So do I.
Jake Paul versus, you'll get a kick out of this in a little bit when I bring it up. Tron 3 was announced, and Jeff Bridges is going to be in it.
Oh.
And then the flight being turned around 2 hours after a stupid fucking encounter that should not have happened. All involved parties were compensated by the airlines. Fucking, it's insane.
I still have the thing about the Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper, what it was used for, and what Putin has offered to Cubans. And
what Putin offered to Cubans?
Yeah, people in Cuba.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and then this guy with his run-in with police in San Diego.
Nice.
That one's a really good one.
So, Tron 3 is supposed to be coming out in 2025. It says it's untitled Tron, but this one says Tron Ares, supposed to come out October 10th of 2025. It's got Jared Leto in it.
Huh.
So we'll see.
I liked him as a Joker.
I've liked him as a couple of different things. He was really good in what the fuck was that vampire one?
I don't know.
The DC Comics, wasn't that Jared Leto?
Probably. I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about though.
Morpheus. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. So I'm excited. I like the Tron movies a lot. You'll get a kick out of this. So Jake Paul, somebody said if Tyson doesn't put him in his place, and if he's still out there running his mouth, he's going to come out of retirement and put him down in the middle to end of next year.
See, I want to see somebody who's not retired.
Butterbean.
Yeah, I heard him talk about it.
Yeah, Butterbean said he's coming back to put Jake Paul out if he doesn't stop.
I don't know if you saw though, Butterbean until he went to DDPY, he was not moving real well.
I honestly haven't.
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page does his version of yoga, and it's helped a lot of people a lot.
Mm.
And it helped Butterbean immensely. Like he was not moving good at all, and he put him through all this, and now he's doing much better.
Well, that's a lot.
Like he was hunched over, he couldn't move, he couldn't walk real well.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, I'd rather see somebody who's a current fighter, who's
they would have to get approval from like their whole camp or fucking whatever. I don't know how.
Well, like the heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, his brother fought him and beat him, and he's not anywhere near the league of the heavyweight champion.
Wow.
But I mean, if you get a legitimate boxer fighting him, it's not at the end of his career or his career has been over for a few years.
Yeah,
it could be a different story.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to see him go in the octagon fighting against a UFC guy.
I would love to see that
because every UFC guy he fights, he boxes him.
Yeah,
UFC guys are not boxers; they're MMA. They do takedowns and shit like that, and kicks. They don't just punch.
Yeah, I don't. That's weird.
I'd like to see him get choked out, to be honest. I'd like to see Conor McGregor just fucking choke him out.
I think it would happen pretty quick.
Yeah, it would. Well, he could decide. If
arm
he
bar the fuck out of him.
Or he could say, today I'm going to knock him out, and then he would knock him out. Or he'd say, because he's done that. He said that about a fight. He's like, at this time of the fight, I'm going to knock him out. And he's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this airline, it's an American Airlines flight, turned around 2 hours in after a passenger called a flight attendant waiter.
Oh, shit. That's even worse.
It's so fucking stupid.
That is so stupid.
So an American Airlines flight, 2557, turned around after 2 hours of flying because a passenger called a steward waiter. Per the outlet, the flight took off from New York on July 18th of 2023 with a destination of Georgetown, Guyana, which I'm imagining isn't in a short flight.
Yeah.
Because if it turned around 2 hours in,
Yeah.
that means they were closer to New York still
Than they were to
Guyana. Says, according to the New York Post, the passenger who had been flying business class asked an attendant to help him put his luggage in an overhead bin because he had recently undergone surgery on his spine. For the publication, the attendant allegedly replied, "No, I don't do that. I don't get paid that kind of money, but if you don't like it, there's always another airline."
Wow.
For the Post, another flight attendant eventually helped the passenger. They gave the passenger's name as Joel. I don't feel like pronouncing the last name. When the beverage service began, the attendant who had allegedly refused to help Joel because of the wages asked Joel if he'd like something to drink. He said, "I didn't respond because I didn't want to cause a scene." The attendant asked again, and Joel, speaking to Starbroke News, said that he replied, "No, thank you, waiter." For the Post, the attendant told Joel that he was not a waiter, adding that he had the power to turn the plane around. The Post reported that Joel told the attendant, "You must be God, so you do it."
Wow.
So, according to the publication, the pilot announced moments later that the flight would be returning to JFK Airport. Joel was removed from the plane at the airport and questioned by a TSA agent before he was allowed to leave. American Airlines emailed the Post and described Joel as a disruptive passenger who forced the pilot to turn the plane around. "Safety and security are our top priorities, and we thank our customers for their understanding and our team members for their professionalism in managing a difficult situation," is what American Airlines said about it.
Wow.
So he denied being a disruption, obviously, because all he said was, "Nah, I'm good, bro." And little butthurt boy got super fucking sad about it.
See, the thing is, like, if somebody asks me, "Do you want a drink?" I'm not going to say, "No, thank you, waiter." I'm going to say, "No, thank you."
Well, if you've already, like, you can't move, you can't put your fucking bag up there, and he's saying, "No, that's not my job."
Yeah, I've never.
It's your
run
job to
across
help
that.
passengers, first of all.
I've gone on airplanes, and I've went to put my bag up there, and they've come over to help.
Yeah,
and I haven't
exactly.
asked.
But so if you ask somebody and they're like, "I don't get fucking paid to do that," oh, okay, you only get paid to serve drinks. You're a waiter then.
Yeah,
I understand the thought process. So Joel says, "There was not a disruption. I never got up. There was no argument. There was not a confrontation. Nobody touched each other. He was wearing a mask. He wasn't even loud. It was just his pride." And then it says, blah, blah, blah. Joel received an apology from American Airlines 2 days after the incident and was also provided 10,000 free miles as compensation.
Oh.
We are writing to follow up with you about the delay of Flight 2557. We recognize that many customers' important plans were significantly affected, and for that, we are very sorry.
Oh, shit.
Joel told the news station at the time that he would not accept American's apology. The other passengers on the flight were also compensated. It doesn't say how much.
Yeah. But that's ridiculous. People that have flights, they have to be places by certain times. That's why they go to an airplane instead of driving. Turning back around after 2 hours.
Yeah.
That means just to get to that part again, that's another 2 hours in the air.
Yeah.
Just to get caught up to where you were.
I'm going to look up how long that flight is. New York to Guyana. Flight time.
Probably a long fucking flight.
5 hours and 40 minutes.
So
it was just about the halfway point.
Yeah.
It was close to the halfway point.
Half hour away from the halfway point. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, around 6 hours. Yeah, so I want to know what the attendant told the pilot that got him to fucking turn it around. Because if he was detained by TSA when they landed and forced to ask questions in an interview and whatever before,
they probably had to ask people around him.
Yeah.
Also, what they heard.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, they're like, "My bad. Here's 10,000 miles," which I don't know how. I didn't even look at that. New York to Guyana flight. How far is it? Because, like, what if it's only fucking 2? It doesn't say. But I also think it's a per airline of like how many miles they use for fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like some of them are a 1-to-1, some might be not. It's just like credit card points. Oh, this one you get 10,000 free points when you sign up. Yeah, but they're like 3,000 points to $1. It's not shit.
Yeah.
And some will be 1 point to $1.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to get them, but
Yeah, I would be suing the fuck out of American
I'd be
Airlines.
so pissed.
That is so shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the thing I want to talk about the San Diego thing because this was crazy. And once again, the video doesn't start at the beginning, so you don't see what the beginning is. You don't see what led to it. But this guy, he's like the Incredible Hulk. He's just enraged. He's yelling. He's standing there. He's with his arms out. And he's like, well, the police officer, one officer there, only one, and he's yelling at him, "Do it!" And he's pointing a taser at him. He's like, "Do it, do it!" The guy shoots him with a taser, and he didn't have the result he wanted. This guy kept walking towards him. He rips the fucking taser out of him. He's like, "Do it!" The officer's backing up. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. You can tell he's just fucking terrified at this point.
Wow.
And I couldn't tell what the guy was yelling, but it sounded like he was yelling, "I am power," and he was hitting himself in the chest. He's like, and the officer's just backing up. He doesn't know what to do. He didn't go to his lethal.
That's surprising.
And then this guy, he just walks over. He gets in his Toyota truck and he just fucking drives off after yelling at him. He was about to go at him to hit the officer. Then he just thought different of it, went and got his. And then you see the officer driving, chasing after him. It was crazy. He just took that taser like it was nothing.
I mean, there's some people.
Yeah.
I don't know the stats on that. I want to try. I want to try a taser. Obviously, like with either the leads taped on. I'm not trying to get fucking leads spiked into me.
Yeah. That's what I hear. I hear that part hurts quite a bit.
Also tear gas, because there's some people that like aren't, like they're not really affected by tear gas.
Yeah.
So I want to see if I'm one of the people that either of those is just like, nah.
Well, I can tell you that I worked at this restaurant back in Nebraska, and somebody thought, I remember I was driving in because I was just picking up tips. I was off that day, and I pull up and I see like all these people standing outside of the restaurant. I'm thinking, this is very weird. This is not a normal thing. Somebody in there decided to play with the pepper spray thing.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
It spreads everywhere. It does not stay in a small area.
Maybe the chef should have added more pepper like he asked.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had to spray some on it.
Wouldn't have to kick it up. So, but yeah, you see all these people are outside and
hit it with that Emerald Lagasse.
Yeah. Bam. With a spray.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you see them all in there. And when I went in and I got my tips, it affected me a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I would not want to do it purposely.
I mean, I think mace is a little bit different than tear gas.
Well, this was there's a difference between mace and pepper spray, which I've run across mace also. There was a mishap at another place where somebody it was like a keychain and it had.
Like, starting to see a pattern forming here.
And you pull this thing back and you let it, and it like shoots like almost like it's got a primer and it shoots it out, and somebody did one of those indoors and yeah, it really affected people. Not me as much as everybody else.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Why do people just like, oh, I wonder if this will work when I'm in a building?
I don't know.
Like, if you need to use it, yeah, use it if you're in a building. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you're just sitting there waiting for dinner and just,
hey, look, it's pepper spray. I wonder what this will be like.
I'm going to go outside before anybody knows it was me.
Like, it ended up being just a nightmare because the restaurant ended up comping a bunch of meals and shit.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I had to wait long.
Whether it got the pepper spray on it or not, now everything's cold by the time you get back in there.
Well, plus they're all having to go stand outside and they're all fucking coughing their guts up and their eyes are watering and burning because somebody.
Well, I mean, there's that too, but just the fact, if none of that happened, just the fact that by the time you get back in there, all your food's cold, they would have to fucking either remake it or comp it.
Yeah. Might have to do both.
And comp another one, yeah.
Yeah, so I had to wait longer to get my tip, so I was not happy either. I had shit to do that day. I was having to pick up the tips because I was going out.
That's
cutting into my fucking social life. Fucking pepper spray douchebag.
You want to go get some pepper spray and go to Olive Garden? Have some dinner?
Free up the tables around us.
Might as well fucking make it a third time. Has it happened a third time or just those two?
Just those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figured I should ask.
Yeah, just thankfully. It's not pleasant.
I would imagine it's not, Mike.
But yeah, I'm. If we were to do something with a taser on an episode for people to see you get tased, I would want somebody here who has some kind of medical background.
It's a fucking taser.
I know, but things can go wrong with a taser. Look it up. It's a thing. I'm not just making this shit up.
Definitely not worried about it.
Yeah, well, somebody should
like
be.
The tear. I'm not gonna experiment with fucking tear gas because you can't. One, you can't just like, oh, let me just go buy some fucking tear gas.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But a
so
taser,
I guess to start a riot, you'll get some tear gas then.
A taser, I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
I'm fucking find somebody and be like, hey, let me tape the leads to myself and fucking record it.
I was gonna either tape the leads or do you want to do one of the ones where it's hold it up and it's got the.
I'll tape the leads on. It leaves less of a burn
mark.
mark.
I'm just saying the.
Yeah. That leaves
a handheld.
It leaves less of a burn mark taping the leads on because when you do that one, how much heat goes through the prongs?
Yeah.
It actually burns the shit out of you.
Damn.
Because electricity's hot.
Yeah, it can be. It can be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. So
what topic you got next, or do you want me to go?
Oh, that was all of mine.
All right. So I saw a thing on Facebook where the guy one day he took Mountain Dew and made wine out of Mountain Dew.
Made wine out of Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one of these chocolates. Keep going.
And then he another day he made wine out of Dr. Pepper. And he said it tasted pretty good too.
So you just like use that as the mashed grapes and you still like ferment and do
ferment and all that. You got all the equipment. I mean, there's more to it than just throwing yeast in it.
I would hope so.
But yeah. I just thought that was interesting. Thinking Dr. Pepper wine.
So you currently have something at your house right now fermenting Dr.
No,
okay.
I just thought if we ever wanted to do something like that, we could have the thing fermenting on here while we're doing the show.
Speaking of that, if we do any more whiskey aging,
yeah,
we're gonna need a new barrel. Apparently, it evaporated all of it super quick. So I was like, oh, I'll see how much water's left in it and refill it so it's not dry.
Yeah,
it was dry and it's leaking from everywhere.
Damn.
One of the metal rings off the side already came off. It's cracked from both ends.
Oh crap!
Like it dried the fuck out.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with it.
So I didn't think it was going to evaporate. Like I had it full of water.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be a month or two that would take to evaporate. I thought it was going to be a lot longer.
Yeah. Wow. I'd never had one before, so I had no idea.
Me either. Apparently, you got to check it like every 2 weeks, maybe, to see how much fucking liquid's in it.
Damn.
So, sorry, Greg, if we're going to distill something, or if you distill something and we're going to age it, we're going to need a little bit of time.
Yeah.
To get something again.
Yeah, I'd gotten that from the
Bespoke Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. I really liked the one we made in it.
Yeah, it was really good. It tasted
really fucking good.
It actually worked. I was surprised at how well it worked.
Yeah.
So now I do have some Putin news.
I want to hear this one.
And so apparently Putin offered citizens of Cuba $2,000 a month and citizenship in Russia to come and fight the war for him.
The Ukraine.
Yeah. And giving them passports. Here you go. Here's your passports. Now, get in the field.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. $2,000 a month and passports and citizenship. And of course, if you don't live, what good is citizenship going to do for you?
I mean, does it pass to your family?
I don't know. I would hope so.
The main question here is, what's the situation in Cuba like right now? I didn't think they were like horrible.
Well, not doing great because there were some more sanctions put on them recently.
Oh, of course there was.
So yeah, so things
Jesus fucking Christ.
So things aren't great for them. But I mean, imagine how bad it has to be for both. I mean,
for $2,000 a month.
Well, $2,000 a month plus. I mean, how bad is it that? How bad is your forces doing that you have to, you know, get independent contractors from another country to come in and fight for you?
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know.
Wow. Because even with that, all that's still going on, and that's I don't want to be on this topic for very long, because this will just fucking spiral into politics nonstop too. But I'm honestly surprised that the Russia-Ukraine thing has gone on for as long as it has, and now with all that still going, the Israel and Palestine thing, I think is still going. I haven't heard much about it.
They had some a ceasefire recently.
Oh, okay.
Within the last week.
Yeah, but like that, more and more and more shit, just getting weird and getting weird and getting shitty.
Yeah.
All over the place. Kind of strange.
Thanks, Biden.
Oh, I was gonna say thanks, Obama. But
I was gonna say too, but I went Biden instead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And
apparently Russia's been running nuclear drills.
Everybody always runs nuclear drills.
I know. I'm just telling you. They put it in a story like this is a big news thing.
I'm just surprised we haven't heard more about North Korea shit. With like, he wants to fucking, and he just likes to like parade shit around. Like, oh, we can do this now. Like, dope. Can your people eat yet?
I saw something about their new tanks, and they're trash. They're just they just put on a show with these tanks, and they might as well be fucking cardboard, just rolled out there to try to make them look like they're something special.
Wow,
they're just garbage.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
it's crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting from you saying like Putin and something about the Cubans, but that's not what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. I saw that story. And
I was thinking some kind of different trade.
I had to
like he wants a bunch of Cuban cigars, and he'll give you something.
Vodka.
I mean, I think they have vodka in Cuba.
Yeah, but they might have better vodka in Russia.
Maybe.
I mean, they probably
have a lot more of it.
They probably have better rum in Cuba.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would imagine they have a lot of that in Russia too, though.
Yeah, but they're known for making vodka, so that's why I said vodka.
Like, we'll import snow. If you... like, you guys look like you're tired of sweating.
Yeah,
we'll start giving you ices and snow cones.
And you can put your rum in the snow if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised to see that they were... Because not only do they get them to sign up, then they have to travel them over. Are they going to train them or just say, here's your gun, go shoot them?
I mean, I would imagine it would be like a crash course.
Yeah.
Like basic training kind of thing.
To get them through training quick.
1 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the regular training you wouldn't think.
I would imagine Russia has a lot of training.
That's what I'm saying, normally.
Yeah.
But when they need bodies out there right away, and chances are the people who are training them, they're not going to care about them as much as their own countrymen.
Yeah.
So they might just...
I don't know. That's weird.
They might just be like, all right, put them out in front.
Yeah, that's... Huh.
So who knows? I wouldn't recommend it.
Probably not.
No. And we know somebody who wanted to go to the Ukraine at one point.
Yeah.
And fight for them.
Real stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Jesus. There's this individual that we see at work. We don't work with him, thankfully. Who has some issues. Apparently, you can have issues that if you sniff smelling salts too much, you basically put yourself into an uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah. A mini coma.
For, what was it like?
It was over 24 hours.
Yeah. They reviewed the footage. It was a lot. So I don't like 18, 24, something. And
did not move.
We were told the security reviewed the footage and he didn't move from his
from his
arms,
head on
arms
on
folded,
table.
like head on the table, like crumpled up like that. Didn't move at all.
At all.
At all for like 18 or 20 something hours.
Yeah, they didn't know he was not there until somebody was like, "Hey, is so and so here?"
Yeah, the next day.
The
They
next
were like,
day
"Hey,
for the next shift.
is he here today?" And they're like, "Oh, I think I seen him over there sleeping."
Yeah.
They're like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so
Yeah,
don't treat smelling salts like fucking coffee or crack. I don't know.
apparently, he got sent to the hospital that day.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, so he got off work like
yeah, he was
way
like, "Oh,
early.
send me over. I want to fucking help."
He got set out like he got. I think it was like an hour or two into the shift. He was let to go, and he just went to go downstairs to sleep, and he slept, and he was late for the shift the next day at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was asleep for a good long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, most times when people are asleep, they move some. You know, like they might adjust, their body might move and adjust.
Especially if you're sleeping on a fucking table, it's gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna shift
you would
a
think,
little bit.
You would think you would wake up and maybe turn or
Go to the bathroom, get some water.
Yeah.
Fucking almost 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep at work. First of all, if for some reason I'm going home early, I'm going home. If there's not a way for me to get home, if I'm stuck there, I'm staying on the clock and working. I'm not gonna go home and I'm not gonna sit in the cafeteria.
Yeah. No.
And make sure I'm near a power source so I can charge my phone.
So my nickname for this individual is Roast Beef Jacket because he often wore what was it, like a Russian surplus?
Something like that, yeah.
It was like a Russian camo or some weird, I've never seen the style before camo.
And it
smelled like 3-month-old, like just absolutely festered roast beef. He'd walk like within 10 feet of you and you can just, this is fucking horrible. I think he finally washed it. Or it got rained on or something. I
haven't seen it in a long time.
But yeah, he was like, "Oh, just send me over. I'm gonna go fucking help. I'm like, yeah, that'll do a lot right there."
What I said was, I mean, if the person really wants to die that bad, just put them with the wrong hat and send them to a neighborhood in L.A.
Yeah,
that'll take care of it. You don't have to send them to Ukraine. There'll be plenty.
The plane ticket's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and it's a shorter flight.
Yeah,
like there's some areas. If you wear a Kansas City Royals hat, you're going to be shot because that's the gang hat.
Yeah,
because
I didn't know that, but like the blue versus red, fucking like just the different colors and shit.
The letters happen to be the same letters of their gang.
So, I mean, it makes sense now that you say it.
And then there's there's a lot of different hats. If you wear the hat in the wrong neighborhood, they may be coming after you.
Well, what neighborhoods can't you wear your Star Wars hat, Mike?
I don't know. I don't want to find one. I like my hat. But I was just watching pro wrestling yesterday, and there's a wrestler on there that's very, very popular, and he's got these random tattoos, like lots of them on his arms. He's got sleeves, and I noticed that 2 of them appear to be, they're very much prison tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the spider web on the elbow.
Yeah,
that's often a prison tattoo.
Yeah,
and the other one is it's a clover. Not a 4-leaf clover, just a clover, 3 leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And that is usually in prisons white supremacist tattoo. Well, why the fuck would you get this?
I'm going to leave alone how you said that just because a 3-leaf clover is...
Yeah, there's I can't remember what their group is, but they have the 3-leaf clover, and it's associated with white supremacists, and a lot of times there'll be a 666 in each clover, one leaf.
I have seen something like that before. I guess it makes sense because, like, if any organization is like, this is our logo now, and makes it fucking whatever, then it doesn't have to make sense. But if you run across, if you run across the wrong person and they see you with that tattoo and they know you're not a member and they don't like that, they're gonna help. It's not like they have a fucking updated yellow book either, Mike.
Well, they're gonna help you remove that tattoo, and you're not gonna like the way they're gonna do it.
Hey, let me see those white pages. Let me see if this guy's in it. I've never understood shit like that. Like,
but I'm just saying, if you, it's kind of like biker gangs. If you're wearing their colors, they're going to get pissed and they're going to do something about it.
Yeah, bike clubs.
Bike clubs, yes. But this, they will remove that tattoo, and it will not be pleasant.
I would imagine
they're not going to bring in a laser and do it surgically. I'll just say that. Yeah. Maybe a cheese grater.
I don't think they would do that. You just use a torch.
Yeah,
that's what they did in that one Sons of Anarchy episode.
No, I never watched that show.
It was really fucking good.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
I didn't care. I didn't want to. And I never watched the show that came after it, where also
the Mayans. That was awful.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that.
The Mayans was not good. Yeah, you should watch Sons of Anarchy. It's dope.
Yeah.
I've seen it several times. Follow us on what?
One last thing I want to mention. I saw something on YouTube. It was weird because it had Bryan Cranston on there, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Bryan Cranston, and this is," and he tells about Breaking Bad 2. And then you start watching it, it's got this trailer for it, and you realize they took clips from all sorts of different shows, movies, everything, and jumbled it together as a trailer for Breaking Bad 2. And yeah, there's some
I'll have to look it up.
Weird, funky shit in that. Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, it was very odd. Especially since Bryan Cranston was on board.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Some Offense Intended, and Twitter and TikTok, Some Offense Pod. I don't. How are they going to do it? It was a fucking series. It's not a movie. How are they calling it Breaking Bad 2?
Well, second season. I mean, a second running of a new. I don't know.
That doesn't make sense. Somebody explain it to me. Goodbye.